Hi, Charles Moman here. Well, it is like springtime. I mean, right now it's in the upper 40s. We're supposed to get to the mid 50s today and tomorrow and all sun. So we're pretty excited to finally get back to work. There's a lot of snow still piled up, but it's going to be melting fast. Thanks for watching. Well, today I'm going to be up and down this ladder a lot. Since it's a nice day, I have a few jobs left to do up on the roof. One is I'm going to trim off the boards. I showed you earlier around the fan. There were some pieces shorter than others. I'm going to trim those. And then I've decided to add some rigid solar panels up here. In order to make that work, I'm going to trim off about 3 inches or so off the boards, as you'll see. And that will allow me to put in another crossbar that I'm getting several from Flatline Band Company. Thank you so much, Flatline. And put another one up front. So today what I'm also going to do is, when it gets warmer this afternoon, I'm going to cut a hole about that big with the box and get it ready for running the power lines for the LED light and the side cameras. So I'll have to get that already sealed up, but as a top that you can take off. And once the wiring is all finished in the next couple weeks sometime, then it'll be closed and then all sealed with Dicor Lab sealant. So I'll be up there a lot today, and I'm glad because it'll be nice and sunny. So first what I want to do is just finish trimming these off nice and neat, get that done, and then I will cut off some of this here, and I'll make sure not to do anything fatal to the roof or the fan or the vent. At least that's my plan. So I've got a crossbar here and all the screws in, and I'm going to be putting in another crossbar right here that will catch the solar panel will hit here. And so I need to have 2 solid inches of this slot available to run the screws into the crossbeam. So I got it cut. I found that I just cannot keep it straight with the jigsaw, so I got out the Ralby circular and it did a better job. So I've done my measuring, and the light will line up basically right there, 2 pieces of tape, and I've got marked where I'm going to put these mounts. So I'm going to be drilling through here, and I'm going to have a 2-inch bolt that goes all the way through to hold it down. And so I got the light bar mounted. Really not much to it, just 2 bolts running. Well, it's the next morning, and I opted, after I trimmed there and along here, I decided I wanted to get the LED light on. And so you saw me doing a little bit of that and got it all installed nice and easy. I waited till today to show you the mistake I made. Over here, I drilled the hole through like I was supposed to, started with a small bit, worked my way up bigger, dropped the bolt through, tightened it all up, we're all good. Then I came over here, in a typical Charles fashion, I had this bracket turned the wrong way. I had it turned the wrong way. It was as if I was installing that one again. And so I had this lined up over here, marked it and drilled, and you can see right here a hole. So I have an extra hole that serves no function. At least it's not steel, cannot rust, but it can corrode, so I will cover it with something and seal it with some tape or something. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure out something. And so I obviously had to move it over and drill it, so all is well now. And this is the kind of thing that Susie would have caught. I just wasn't thinking, and I was not in a hurry. I just wanted to get it done. So anyway, could have been worse. I could have actually drilled an extra hole in the roof, which I am going to do today, right in here somewhere. Well, I made a quick change of plans. I checked the weather. There's some blue sky. I see it's kind of patchy clouds, but I looked and saw that around 1 or 2 o'clock for a couple hours we have like 70-80% chance of rain. And I'd really rather not cut the hole, seal it with lap sealant, and then it rain on it. Tomorrow, the next 2 days, it's going to be dry, a little cooler, but pretty close same temperature, and sunny most of the time. So I'm going to cut that hole first thing in the morning. So instead, I'm pivoting to this job. And side cameras go here, both sides. So I've made two kinds of brackets, and so I'm going to see about which one I want to use. I think I want to use this heavier one and get it mounted up there, and then figure out what the angle is and bend these a bit more. And then I'll test the cameras by plugging them in and running them off a battery and seeing if I have the angle right. So that way these 2 cameras can be already mounted and ready for my son-in-law and his dad, and this weekend they are going to finish up the wiring for me. They're starting to get really busy now as the spring approaches, so I'm going to work on this a little bit, and I'll tape every now and then. It's just mainly figuring out the brackets and getting the camera up there. Well, this turned out to be a lot easier than I thought. I had this bracket that's heavier, and I thought I would have to bend it, but then I turned it and went, wait a minute, this will be facing the way I want. And so this is the passenger side, and I went ahead and took it and plugged it in, well, taped it to the positive negative on a Ryobi battery, and Susie held it, and we drove down the road, and I think it's going to work great. So there's one over there, and I think since it's so close to the monitor below, I think I can have these antennas down like that so they won't have to be sticking up and be quite so noticeable. So there's the driver's side over there, and then the one in the back over there. So I flipped this up. I had it underneath that bar, but I think that was backwards. Plus I had bolts sticking up out of it. So I got shorter ones, reversed it, and so the wire is ready to be snaked under. So here you can see the LED light, camera over there, camera over here, and I'll turn that antenna like that. And so it's got a decent wire, and that'll be fed down the hole here, and it'll come down the doorway. So I think I'll stop this episode right here. It's plenty long enough, and when I get all the cameras and lights going, I'll include that probably in a short little episode, and then I'll make a complete episode out of cutting the hole and running the wires, and then taking it to my son-in-law's when they wire it. It's not going to be a complete how-to, but at least I'll show you some photos and a little bit of video about how they're wiring it up for me. And thanks for watching.